Okay, so the first question is related with the costs. Okay, so whenever we have a question related to the cost, okay, so we would like to have the cost function, okay, as a function of quantity. Okay, so which means that, okay, you will be always given the production function. Okay, and so this production function is given as a Cobb-Douglas production function. Okay, so whenever you see this kind of production function, okay, as a multiplication, or I can transform this production function as follows. Okay, ln2 plus 0.5 ln k plus 0.5 ln l. Okay, so these are all equivalent. Okay, so if you see something with this summation of the ln's, okay, natural logarithms, so don't be surprised. Okay, then you are also given, okay, since this is the cost, okay, so you will be also given the wage and rent. Okay, so in fact the cost is actually the wage times L plus R times K. Okay, but here there is no Q. Okay, so you can, as you can see in this simple formula, there is no Q. Okay, there is no the output level. So which means that we need to write K and or L in terms of quantity. Okay, so that is our strategy here. Okay, then the wage level is given as 10 and R is given as 40. Okay, so just a second, so I need to I just need 1 second. So let's write the cost by using this wage rate and the rent. Okay, so then the cost will be 10L plus 40K. Okay, so then it says something about the short run. Okay, so you need to always remember, not only just for this topic, okay, for short run, K will be fixed. Okay, so which means that you cannot change it. And in this question, the fixed capital level is given as 9. Then I can rewrite the cost function as 10L plus 40 times 9, so which is 360 plus 10L. Okay, so this 360 will be my fixed cost. Okay, and once we write L in terms of quantity, this part will be my variable cost. Okay, so let's continue. So in part A, So in part A, it asked me to write the short run total cost function. Okay, in short run total cost function and the variable cost function, average cost function, and marginal cost function for the firm. Okay, so once we derive the total cost function, the remaining will be very straightforward. Okay, so how do we derive the total cost function? Okay, so let's rewrite, okay, this part that we achieved, okay, plus 10L. Okay, so what I need to do is basically I need to write C as a function of quantity, okay, which means that I need to write L as a function of quantity. Okay, this is what I need to do. Okay, how can I write L as a function of quantity? The only equation that will help me is the production function. Okay, so what I will do is I will just use the production function where I see K and L, so the Q and L at the same time. Okay, since it is short run, since the capital level is fixed, I will just plug the capital level to this function here. It will be 2 times 9 to the 0.5 times L to the 0.5. And what I have here is 6 times L to the 0.5. I would like to leave L alone. Okay, then L to the 0.5 is equal to Q over 6. And if I take the square of both sides, L is equal to Q square over 36. Okay, then what I have here is, so given this L level, I can just plug in it to the cost function. And C is equal to 36, 360 plus 10 times Q square divided by 36. Okay, then this part will be my fixed cost. Okay, and this part will be my variable cost. Okay, so in the question, sorry, so in the question, so it asks for the variable cost, average cost function, and marginal cost function. Okay, so the variable cost is 10 over 36 Q square. Average cost is, so cost divided by quantity, it will be 36 over Q plus 10 times Q over 36. Okay, and I also have the following, and it also asks the marginal cost. Marginal cost is the derivative of the cost function with respect to quantity. It will be 20 Q over 36. Sorusu olan var mı? Do you have any question for the first part of the question one? Sorunuz var mı yok mu?
Yok hocam.
Yok. Tamam, süper. Şimdi ikinci, so we will solve the second part of question 1. Okay, so I'm out of place here. Let me use this part, okay, for question 1b. Okay. So in question 1b, so we are asked for, or let me try to use this part, okay, so maybe I can, okay. In question 1b, okay, so it asks for the long run cost function, variable cost function, average cost function, and the marginal cost function, okay. So in long run, here, K and L are not fixed, okay. But what I know here is basically, so which means that I can choose both to minimize the cost, okay, cost of producing Q amount of output. So here the Q can be anything, okay. So basically, so if you say me, so please produce 10 units of output, okay, I would like to find the relation, the amount of K and L to produce 10 amounts of output, okay, 10 units of output with the minimum cost. Okay? So the rule here is the following. Okay, so we have isoquants like this. Okay, so this is the isoquant. Okay? So given this isoquant, okay, there are different isocosts. Okay, so these red ones are the isocosts. Okay, so what I want to look at is basically the isocost, okay, which is tangent to this isoquant. Okay, so this is basically isoquant for Q units. Okay, I am looking for the isocost which is just touching to this isoquant at one point. Okay, so which basically tells us that, okay, in order to produce, okay, so this isoquant is the combination of labor and capital, which gives us the production level of Q, okay. In order to produce Q level of output, that will be my minimum cost. Okay, so that isocost will be my minimum cost. Okay, so what do we know about this tangency condition? Okay, this tangency condition gives us the following, okay. Slope of isocost equal to the slope of isoquant.
Hocam ekran gitti.
Gitti mi? Şu anda görüyor musunuz?
Evet.
So that is what we would like to do. Okay. So let's go to this sphere part. Okay. So let me draw it again. So we have this isoquant. Okay, since this is Cobb-Douglas, okay, since this is the multiplication of some power functions, okay, so this is the output level for some Q. I am looking for the isocost, okay, which is tangent to this isoquant. Okay, so this is isocost. Okay, the slope of ISO cost will be always constant. Okay, and what is it? It is minus W over R. Okay, so what was W? What is wage? Wage is 10 and the rent is 40. Then it will be minus 10 over 40, which is minus 1 over 4. Okay, so the slope of the isoquant is minus sign, okay, dq over dl, marginal productivity of labor, divided by marginal productivity of capital, okay, with minus sign. So the production function was, what is the production function? It is 2 times k 0.5 L 0.5, okay. Then it will be with minus sign here, 2 times 0.5 times L to the minus 0.5 times k to the 0.5, 2 times 0.5 times L to the 0.5 k to the minus 0.5. Okay, so if I do the math here, I will get k over L, okay, with minus sign. Then this having the same slopes here is telling me that, okay, minus k over L is equal to minus 1 over 4. Then it gives us L is equal to 4k. Okay. Next, what I need to do is basically I need to plug in these values to output level. Okay. So the production function is 2 times L 0.5 times K 0.5. It is, so instead of L, I will write 4K here. 4K 0.5 times K 0.5. Then I will have, so this 4 will go out as as 2, 4 times K 0.5 times K 0.5, which will be 4K. Then K will be equal to Q over 4. Okay, and L will be equal to the, so since L is 4K here, L will be equal to Q. Then my long run cost function is, okay, so cost is equal to W times L plus R times K. So W is 10, okay, 10 times L plus 40 times K. Instead of K, I will write, so instead of L, I will write Q, okay, 10 Q plus, instead of K, I will write Q over 4. Since I have also 40 here, it will be 10 Q, which will be 20. Okay, so the long run cost function is 20. So it asks for the average cost. Average cost is cost over Q, which will be 20. Variable cost and the total cost are equal in long run. Okay, and what is left? Marginal cost is the derivative of the cost function with respect to quantity, which is time. Any question from here?
Hocam şu eksi k bölü l'yi bulmadan önce k'nın katsayısında bir hata yapmış olabilir miyiz? 4k yazdık da o 8k olması gerekmiyor mu?
Hemen bakalım. Şimdi şuradayız değil mi? So let's look at this slope of the isoquant. Okay. So is there anything wrong here?
Hayır,
No.
orada yok. L'yi
This is
4k yazmamız.
so let me go step by step. So okay. So since I have here k over L, okay, so it is 1 over 4. Okay, so I just use the slope of the isocost is equal to the slope of the isoquant. Okay, so this is the slope of the isoquant. Okay, then I plug in this value to here. 2 times 4k to the power so the square root of 4k times square root of k. 4 goes outside. The square root of 4 goes outside as 2. 2 times 2, it is 4. K 0.5. K 0.5, it will be 4k.
Evet,
Tamamdır değil mi?
evet ben karıştırdım.
So this is question 1. Okay. You should expect almost the same question, okay, for your final. Okay. So if you don't have any questions, so I will go through the question 2. Okay. So question 2 is about the substitution effect, okay, and income effect. Okay. So which will include the consumer utility maximization. So the utility function given as a Cobb-Douglas utility function, okay. So which means that, okay, since utility function is given as Cobb-Douglas, so we can use margin rate of substitution is equal to the MRT. Okay, so which is minus T1 over T2. Okay. Then we have two goods here. Okay. So the first good is cheese and the second good is salami. And the income level is, so utility is given as this guy. Income level is given as 12. Is given as 12. The price of cheese is 1. The price of salami is 1. Okay. So basically, so what we have here is this smooth indifference curve. Okay. Let's say this is cheese. Okay. So be careful. So whatever the price is changing, okay, so it is always better to write it on the horizontal axis. This is salami. Okay. Then, so we also have this budget constant. Okay. So it is intersecting at 12 and 12. Okay, so as the initial one. Okay. Then what we, so in part A, okay, it asks for the optimum boundary. Okay, we have done this before the midterm. So what I need to do is, since this is Cobb-Douglas, okay, I need to find the MRS and I need to equalize it to the PC over PS. Okay, so which is minus 1 over 1. So what is MRS? MRS is with minus sign, okay? Marginal utility of cheese divided by marginal utility of salami. Okay, so marginal utility of cheese is the derivative of the utility function with respect to cheese. If I take the derivative here, it will be S. If I find the marginal, sorry, so if I find the marginal utility with respect to salami, then it will be C. Okay, so which means that minus S over C is equal to minus 1, then S is equal to C. Then I will also use the budget constraint, okay? PC times C plus TS times S is equal to 12. PC and PS are all 1, okay? So which means that C plus S is equal to 12. Instead of S, I will write C plus C is equal to 12, and C is equal to 6. Okay, and S is equal to 6. Okay, so I did some small mistake here. Okay, this should be 6. Okay, because it says that, so Jerry is giving half of her money. Okay, so which is, so this is the income of Jerry. Okay, but he's giving just half of his money, and this should be 6 and 6, and this should be 3 and 3. Okay. Okay. Any question? Bir sorunuz var mı parti aile?
Hocam ben şeyi anlamadım. P eşittir C artı PS 6 bulduğumuzu yani o denklemi anlamadım.
Bir saniye bir daha söyler misin?
Hani az önce düzeltme yaptınız ya 6 bulmuş olarak. C artı PS çarpı S eşittir 6 yazan yer.
Tamam. Şimdi, so why we did that? Because so in the question, okay, so I missed that part. Jerry has $12. Okay. So Tom initially has nothing. Tom'un ilk başta bir parası yok. In part A, it says that Jerry gives half of her money to Tom. So which means that now Tom has just $6. Açık oldu mu şimdi?
Oldu.
Şimdi tekrardan söyleyeyim. Hani birazcık karışmış olabilir. Tekrarlıyorum burayı. En başta Jerry'nin, pardon, Tom'un, biz burada Tom için bakıyoruz utility maximization'a. Kedinin hiçbir parası yok. Jerry'nin ise $12 var. A şıkkında diyor ki fare kediye $6 veriyor. O yüzden hani biz burada Tom'un income'ını 6 olarak alacağız. Okay?
Evet.
So there is one question from Atak here. So I will upload all the solutions to the drive. Okay, with the video and the PDF file. Okay. So any question from party? Good. Now in part B, okay, Now we are changing the price of the cheese. Okay, so now PC prime, okay, the new price of cheese is $4. Okay, then it asks that can Tom maintain the same level of utility you found in part A by borrowing money from Jerry? Okay, so let's say that here, first of all, so let's find the utility of Tom. Okay, in part A, it is 3 times 3, which is 9. Okay, so what we need to do is here, okay, so let me try to draw it in detail. So we have this initial utility level. Okay, so here utility is 9. Okay, and we have an initial budget line here, which is, it is intersecting 6 and 6 here, okay, with slope 1. Okay, then the slope of the budget line changes. Okay, what happens here is the price of cheese increases to 4. Okay, so which means that the budget line becomes, okay, steeper, something like that. Okay, so these are the basically, since now we are not saying anything about the income level yet. Okay, so what we are thinking is basically we would like to find the optimum level. Okay, so this has slope -4. Okay, so which is minus EC prime divided by PS, which is -4/1, okay, which has a slope of 4, -4, which will be tangent to this my initial utility level. Okay, why I require that tangent condition? Because I want to achieve the same utility, okay, as before. Okay, I would like to achieve the utility of 9. Then how do I proceed? Okay, here income is not known. Basically, I am looking for the level of the income that will help me to achieve the utility of 9 when the price of cheese is 4 and the price of salami is 1. Okay, so no matter what, okay, so we don't know the exact equation of this budget line. Okay, so this budget line, so we don't know the exact equation of that budget line. Okay, so what we just know is PC prime times C plus PS is equal, PS times S is equal to some income level. Okay, but this income level is not known. Okay, but I know the tangent condition. Okay, moreover, so let's say this is C prime, S prime. Moreover, what I know is utility at C prime, S prime is equal to 9. Let's try to solve it. So I can still use the marginal rate of substitution is equal to, now that the slope is 4. Okay, this is the new slope. Okay, what is marginal rate of substitution? I have found it in part A. Okay, it will not change because nothing had nothing happened to the utility function, it will be minus s over c. This will be minus 4. Then let's say this is s prime and c prime. Okay. Then s prime is equal to the 4 c prime. Okay. Then I know this curve. Okay. I know whenever I plug in those values to the utility function, okay, I need to find utility of 9. Let's do that. So utility c prime, s prime, which is just a multiplication of c prime, s prime, it is 9. Now instead of s prime, I will write for c prime. Okay, c prime for c prime is equal to 9. Then c prime square times 4 is equal to 9. So if I do the math here, okay, c prime is equal to, I'm dividing 9 by 4 and I'm taking the square root. C prime is equal to 3 over 2. Okay. Then s prime will be 4 times c prime, 4 times c prime, which is 3 over 2, which will be 12, 6. Okay. Then I can find the level of the income needed here. Okay. So PS prime, PC prime is 4. C prime is 3 over 2 plus PC is 1. So PS is 1. And S prime is 6. Okay. So which will be 12. Okay. So the income that I need to achieve the utility of 9, okay, with the new prices is 12. Okay. Since the mouse has an income, a total income of 12, okay, we can achieve that's the same utility. Sorunuz var mı burada?
Hocam ben bir şey sorabilir miyim?
Tabii ki.
Bu utility eşittir 9'u nasıl karar verdik?
Şimdi soruya bakıyoruz, tamam mı? Soruyu bir daha okuyalım. So let's read the question one more time. Something happened to the price of cheese. Okay, so the cheese becomes, the price of cheese becomes 4. Okay. Then it says us the following. Okay, can Tom maintain the same utility level you found in part A? Okay, forget about the rest of it. Okay. So
Tamam
what is
hocam.
the utility level that we achieved in part A? It is 9. So what the question is in fact asking, okay, is the following. With the new prices, okay, so the new price, okay, so which means that with the budget line having a slope of -4, what is the level of income that I need to have a utility of 9? Okay, so this is
Tamam, çok teşekkür ederim.
utility CS found in part A. Okay, another question? No other questions? Good. Then it asks us to calculate the substitution income and total net effect of this price change. Actually, we have done that. Okay. So why do we have done that? Okay. So let me repeat it again here. So whenever you have the, okay, so this is cheese, this is salad. Okay. So let's say that this is the initial indifference curve. Okay. We haven't exactly done it, but also let me explain. Okay. So this is the initial part of the initial utility, so initial indifference curve. Okay. Suppose that this is the initial budget line. Okay, passing through that part. Okay, so this is found to be 3 and 3. Okay, then the price of cheese change. Okay, so what happens is basically now the budget line is intersecting. Okay, so it is starting from the same part here. Okay, but now the budget line is intersecting here. Okay, because your income is 6. Okay, so it should be 6/4. Or let me draw it in a clean page. But I don't have any clean color. Küçük bir ara verelim. Bir 2 dakika. Tamam mı? Yeni bir sayfa koyayım şuraya. Oradan sonra devam edelim. Tamam mı? Küçük bir ara veriyoruz. Çıkmanıza gerek yok. Hemen geleceğim ben. Tamam. Şimdi görebiliyorsunuz değil mi ekranı tekrardan?
Görünüyor hocam.
Tamamdır. So we are now focusing on part C. Okay. So let me try to explain part C on the graph. Okay. So we have a initial budget line. Okay. So since we have an income of 6, the initial budget line is basically intersecting with the vertical axis and the horizontal axis at point. So let's say this is 6 and this is 6. It is intersecting at point 6. Okay, this is our initial budget line. Then what we have done in part A is basically, so we have find the optimum bundle, okay, with this initial budget line, and the optimum bundle is 3 and 3. Okay, optimum bundle when PC is equal to PS is equal to 1. Okay, then to find the substitution and the income effect, okay, what we need to do is basically, so after the price change, so we need to first find the new optimum bundle. Okay, so what happens, okay, so the price is now increasing to 4, so which means that this part will be the same. I need to draw the new budget line. I have an income of 6, the price is 4. Okay, so the new budget line should be something like this. Okay, this is new budget line. Okay, still I have $6. Okay, I need to find the optimum bundle. I need to find the optimum bundle with this new budget. Okay, how do I do that? Okay, first find the new optimum bundle. So I will use MRS is equal to the price of the ratio of the prices, but the new price, okay, PC prime over PS. So margin rate of substitution is always the same. Okay, so I found it as minus S over C. So the PC prime is minus 4, PS is 1. Then what I have here is S is equal to 4C. Okay. I also have the new budget line equation. Okay, PC prime times C plus PS times S is equal to 6. Okay, PC prime is 4. Okay, in C here, instead of S, okay, I will write 4 C. Okay, PC PS is 1. Okay, 4C here, which is equal to 6. And C is equal to 6 over 8, which is 3 over 4. Okay, this new optimum point is 3 over 4, and I don't care about the salami amount here. Okay, and the net effect is, okay, the final amount, okay, which is 3 over 4 minus the initial amount, which is 3. It will give us minus 9 over 4. Okay, this is the net effect. Okay, substitution effect. Okay, to find the substitution effect, in fact, we have done the substitution effect in part A. Okay, so what we need to do is basically we need to draw a parallel budget line, okay, to the new budget line, okay, which should intersect, which should be tangent to our initial indifference curve. Okay, so I am drawing a parallel budget line to my new budget line, and this is the optimum bound. Okay, I have found this in part A. Part B. Kaç bulduydum part B'den? C prime'ı part B'den 3 bölü 2 bulduydum. from part B, okay, so I have find C prime, okay, so this point as 3 over 2, okay. Then the substitution effect is 3 over 2 minus 3, okay, which will be minus 3 over 2. So the income effect is total effect minus substitution effect. So the total effect is minus 9 over 4. The substitution effect is minus 3 over 2, which will be minus 3 over 4. Okay, so this distance is substitution effect. This red distance is, so this one and this one, this is total effect. And this blue distance is income. Okay. Any questions?
Hocam ben şimdi soracağım. Hani dediniz ya değişken olan ürünü her zaman horizontal axis'e koyun diye.
Evet.
İşte burada cheese yerine hani salam da değişiyor olsaydı ve böyle ekstra bir şok olsaydı bu sefer salamı x aksesine koyup hesaplamamız gerekirdi bir de değil mi ekstradan?
Ekstradan her ikisinin fiyatını da değiştirmek. Tamam mı? Hani sadece bir ürünün fiyatını değiştiririz. Okay. So for the sake of our course, okay, in the context of our course, so I will ask questions so in which only the price of one good will change. Okay. So the reason why I am saying that to put that the goods so whose price is changing on the x-axis is just for this visualization. Okay, mathematically it doesn't matter. So if in this question instead of if we keep the price of cheese to 1 but change the price of salami to 2 or 1 over 2, it will be better to put the salami on the x-axis. Ama burada her iki üründe fiyatını değiştirip de size soru sormam. Yani o zaten kontekst dışında.
Tamam hocam teşekkürler.
Any other questions? No question. Perfect. Then question 3. Okay. So question 3 is about the competitive market. Okay. So in the competitive market, we have only covered the short run. Okay. So in the note, I have given to you, okay, so you have some part for the long run. Don't look at that part. Okay, we are just focusing on the short run. Okay, here you are given a short run cost function for the competitive firm. Okay, so let me try to explain. Okay, so what we have done for the competitive firms. Okay, so the objectives of the competitive firms is maximizing the profit. Okay, so the profit is equal to E times quantity minus cost with respect to quantity. Okay, so if you would like to maximize this, okay, so when we maximize we need to think about two things. Okay, the first is if I produce, okay, so which means that if I do not shut down, okay, what is the optimum level? Okay, then what do we do is, do I shut down? And if I shut down, okay, so do I shut down if profit at 0, okay, so let's say that we find the optimum profit as Q star, okay, should be greater than profit at Q star, okay, that we have found, assuming that, okay, assuming that we are producing Q star, okay, then I need to first find this Q star, okay. How do I find that Q star? So basically, see, this profit function is something like this concave one. Okay, so this will be the maximum profit. Okay. So what I need to worry about, or what I need to care about, is basically, so that the slope at this point is 0. Okay, so which means that the derivative of the profit function with respect to quantity should be 0. Okay. And you should always remember that the price is given in competitive markets. Okay, so it will be always fixed. Okay. Then if I take the derivative of this profit function to find this Q star, okay, it will be the following. Okay, so d pi over dq is equal to p minus, okay, derivative of the cost function will be marginal cost at Q star is 0, which means that marginal cost Q star should be equal to the level of the price. Okay, this will give us the optimum quantity. Then I will plug in optimum quantity here, and I need to check it with the profit when I produce 0. Okay, so remember that. Okay, so let me ask you a question. So is this level always 0 or something different? What is the profit of not producing?
Minus fixed cost.
Exactly. Okay, so we will always have a cost here. Okay, so in the short run it will be minus fixed cost. Okay, then what I do here is basically I will compare the minus fixed cost and the profit that I achieve from the optimum level of the output. Okay, so Kari, I will answer your question. Okay, part A. So what is the profit maximizing output level for each firm? Okay, so what we need to do is basically, so we need to find the marginal cost. Okay, marginal cost function will be, so I'm just taking the derivative of cost function with respect to quantity, which is 5 plus 2q. Okay, so what this optimum condition tells us, that the marginal cost at optimum should be equal to the price level, and the price level is given as 35. Okay, so marginal cost at Q star is equal to 35, then Q star, okay, 2 times Q star plus 5 is equal to 35, Q star is equal to 50. Okay, then I need to check the following. Okay, so Q star is 15, I need to find the profit level. Okay, profit level at 15 is equal to the following. Okay, P times Q I already know P, okay, which is 35, times 15 minus the cost, 50 plus 5 times 15 plus 15 square. Okay. Can anyone calculate this? This 40. Umarım yanlış çözmemişimdir. Tamam. Çok teşekkürler. 175. Okay, thank you very much. So it is 175. Okay. So also this is the revenue. Okay. And this is the profit. Okay. Then let me ask you, okay, so what we have found here is in fact, okay, profit if I produce. Okay. So then I haven't checked the shutdown decision. Okay. Do I need to worry about the shutdown? Okay, do I need to shut down the firm here? If shut down, my profit is minus fixed cost, which is minus 50. Okay. Since my profit is greater than, since profit of production is greater than pi 0, I produce. Tamam mı? Hani bu this is the part A. In part B, suppose the fixed costs were 250 instead of 50. Okay. Then how does this change to the firm's output decision and profits should the firm continue to operate? Nasıl cevaplayacağız bunu? So what will be your answer for this? Let me first ask step by step. Okay. So once we change the fixed cost. Okay, once we change the fixed cost. So do we have, okay, so do we have, do we need to do this calculations of the optimum level of output? Bu optimum level of output'u ne yapacağız? Değiştirecek miyiz? Ha, tekrardan sorayım size.
Cost'un fonksiyonuna 50 yerine o rakamı yazmamız gerekiyor.
Tamam, cost'u onu yazacağız. So our cost function, okay, so our cost function is now 250 plus 5Q plus Q square. Okay, so that is the change in the cost function. Okay, so but does fixed cost affect optimum Q star when I produce? You need to
No,
answer. No. Why?
because the fixed cost is becoming 50 from 250, short turning to 250. So our Q star doesn't change. Then the total revenue, total profit stays 175, but my fixed cost become 250.
Okay, so that's good. Okay, so that's good. So
By the way, the profit is lower. Profit.
the profit will be lower, but my question is, so changing the fixed cost. Okay, forget about this question. Okay, so we are not just, I'm not just asking for this question. Sesin gelmedi. Okay, so let me repeat it again. So the optimum quantity is calculated from marginal cost equal to the price level. Okay, so does fixed cost affect the marginal cost?
No,
No. Okay, since fixed cost does not affect marginal cost, Q star stays the same. Sadece bu soru için değil, her soru için etkilemez. Çünkü marginal cost aldığınızda biz cost'un derivatifini alıyoruz. Fixed cost zaten bir constant rakam olduğundan dolayı bu derivative hiç girmez. Okay? This is not only specific to this question. Okay, whenever we are taking the derivative of the cost function, since the fixed cost is a constant, it will never appear in the marginal cost. Then my calculation for this Q star will be the same. Okay, so which means that Q star is 50. Okay, so what changes here is 15 times my calculations of my profit. Okay, so instead of 50, I will just write 250 plus, so everything will be the same except, okay. And in fact, so what the change will be is basically my profit will decrease by 200. Okay, so it will be minus 25. So which means that, okay, if the fixed cost is 250 instead of 50, my profit, okay, my profit from production, okay, my profit from production will be minus 25. Then the question is also asking, okay, should the firm continue to operate? So since we have negative profit here, okay, will we continue to produce?
can I ask a question?
So first answer my question.
Okay.
Okay, so everyone will answer my question. Okay, so basically,
Yes.
so since we have this negative profit, okay, so it looks like, okay, so when you shut down, so you may not have negative profit, but that is not correct. Okay, so the profit from shutting down will be always minus fixed cost. Okay, and in this case it is minus 250. Okay, since my profit from production is greater than my profit from shutting down, I produce. Okay, so what was your question?
You answered. No, nothing, sir.
Good. Burada dikkatli olmanız gereken şey şu. Shutdown decision demek short run'da ve biz sadece short run'la ilgileniyoruz. Tamam mı? Shutdown decision zero production demek. Zero production dediğinizde zaten siz bu profit fonksiyona baktığınızda sadece cost'taki fixed cost gelir. Bu optimum level of production'da marginal cost ile price'ın arasındaki ilişkiden gelecek. Tamam mı? Çok zor bir konu değil. Any question?
Hocam ben sorabilir miyim?
Tabii ki.
Bu shutdown'a bakarken minimum average cost'u price'la karşılaştırıyorduk. Bunu da yapabilir miyiz burada?
So we can also do that. Okay, so what we were doing is we were comparing minimum to average variable cost. Okay, not the average cost. Okay, you should be careful about that. We can also do that. Okay, but here we don't need to do that. Okay, so you will try to calculate the minimum of the average variable cost. Okay, if I ask you to derive the supply function of the firm. Here we are given the price level. Okay, so basically, so we know, okay, what will be the profit when we are producing. We can calculate it because we can get the exact level of the quantity here, optimal quantity, and we also know the profit from shutting down, which is pi 0. So you don't need to solve for the minimum of the average variable cost. Okay, so if you have a question similar to this one.
Teşekkürler hocam.
Another question? Başka sorunuz var mı?
In the last part of the question, B part,
Mhm.
it will be operate or it will be shut down. I don't understand that. Can you repeat?
It operates. Okay, so how do we decide on that? So we always compare whenever we are having this kind of the shutdown decision. Okay, so the profit from shutdown is pi 0. Okay, so which will be always equal to the minus fixed cost. Since my profit from production, okay, which is minus 25, is greater than minus 250, I will produce. Açık oldu mu?
Thank you.
Good. Another question? Okay, then let me go over the chapters. Okay, so I will go over the chapters. Okay, and I will say that the parts that you shouldn't be worrying about. Okay, but if you already watched the videos, recorded videos, or if you have already participated, okay, so basically, so I will not ask any question that I have not covered. Okay, but let me go over the chapters one by one and try to show you so which parts that you are responsible or not. Can you see this new screen?
Yes.
Okay, so you are responsible from deriving the demand curves. Okay, so we have covered this. Okay, this is chapter 5. So you are also responsible from this price consumption curves and the other effects. So you are also responsible from effects of increase in income. We have covered that. And you are also responsible about this elasticities. Okay, we have covered that. You are responsible from effects of a price change. We have covered that. Okay, you should be very, you should know this effect of the price change. Okay, you will definitely have a question from here. So you are not responsible from labor ledger choice. Okay, so this part 4, you are not responsible. Okay, I haven't covered that. Good. Chapter 6. So now you can see the chapter 6, right? So this part. Görebiliyorsunuz değil mi?
Yes, sir.
So for chapter 6, okay, so you are not responsible from the first part. Okay, so this ownership and the management firms, you are not responsible from that. So you are definitely responsible from chapter, the part 2, the production in short run, the production also in the long run. So you are not responsible from this law of diminishing marginal returns. I haven't covered that. You are responsible from long run production. And that's it. And you are also responsible from returns to scale. Okay, and you are not responsible from this. You are not responsible from this 2.3. Okay, you are not responsible from productivity and technical change. Chapter 7. So you are not responsible from measuring cost. Okay, so you are responsible from short-run costs. You are responsible from long-run costs. And that's it. Okay. And finally, chapter 8. So you are responsible from the perfect competition. Okay, so these definitions, these assumptions. You are responsible from profit maximization, output decision. You are responsible from shutdown decision. You are responsible from competition in short run. And you are also responsible from short run firm supply curve. Okay, so which we have derived. And you are also responsible from short run market supply curve. Okay, so you are not responsible from competition in the long run. Okay, and the rest. Bu kadar. That's all. So do you have any question? So, okay, so I cannot say which topic is more important or not, but if you haven't have any question, okay, in the assignments or something like that from a specific topic, okay, you should not worry about the topic that much, okay. What I would do if I were you, okay, so I would go over these questions that I solved. I will go over the questions that were asked in the assignments, okay? And I would go over so remember that I also added some questions, okay? So I recorded some questions and I solved some questions during the class. I will be also focusing on those questions, okay? Yani ben burada size sormadım, zaman ayırmadım bir şeyden soru sormayacağım. Hani o konuda bir şeyiniz olmasın. Niye zaman ayırdıysan deyin ki bu hoca şu konuya daha çok zaman ayırdı. Demek ki ben buna dikkat etmem gerekiyor. Okay. So another thing for the final. Okay, so let me explain it again. Okay, you will have 3 hours. Okay, so which includes your submission. So it will start at 4 p.m. Okay, and it will end at 7 p.m. Okay, so the questions type will be exactly the same as the midterm. Okay, you can use calculator. And you can also prepare a one page of cheat sheet. Okay, so if you would like to memorize something, okay, if you don't want to memorize something, you can write it there. Okay, please, Yunus have sent you an email. Okay, so before, so just after midterm 1, okay, or during midterm 1, explain how you can make everything in one file, okay, and upload it safely. please go over that email, okay? And so if you haven't downloaded this application that you will be using for sharing, okay, please upload that. Okay, so to download, okay. And during the midterm, okay, so if you have any questions, I will be ready for answering your questions. And of course, so you can turn down the volume. Okay, so if you cannot concentrate during the midterm, okay, you can turn down the volume. But I will be basically, if I'm explaining something, okay, so I will write it into the Zoom chat. Okay, so if you choose to turn down the volume, okay, you should be basically more careful about what is written on the Zoom chat. Okay, that's it. So good luck. And for the project submission, so I will accept the project submitted until 11 p.m. tonight. Okay, Istanbul time, okay, Turkish time. And I will not accept anything. So if you have submitted after 11 p.m. If you don't have any questions, so that's it for today and for this semester. So I will see you tomorrow.
Hocam mikrofonla ilgili ne demiştiniz? Tam duyamadım da.
Hani eğer sesten rahatsız oluyorsanız sınav sırasında zaten herkes mikrofonunu kapatacak. Tamam mı?
Tamam.
Sesten rahatsız oluyorsanız sesi de kısabilirsiniz. Hani benim anons yaparken sesimden rahatsız oluyorsanız onu da kısabilirsiniz. Ben burada Zoom chat kısmına da yazacağım anonsu yaptığımı. Tamam, hani ona dikkat etmeniz gerekiyor o zaman. Tamam.
Tamam hocam, sağ olun.
Kamera açık olacak tabii ki.
Tamamdır.
That's all for today. Okay, so see you tomorrow and good luck. Okay.
İyi günler hocam.
Bye bye.
Teşekkürler hocam.